Hello and welcome to today's Pick a Card Tarot reading on messages from your soulmate. There are three piles that you can choose from. Pile number one with the red stone, pile number two with the green stone, and pile number three with the pink stone. So take a moment to pick your pile and then head over to your pile from the timestamp below. Hello and welcome to your reading pile number one. Let's look at what are the messages that we have from your soulmate. The first card that we have says levity. The second card is card number 22, the creator. The third card we have for you is full moon in Aries, a fiery climax approaches. Then we have the faith card. And finally, we have abundance. So remember, these messages that are coming forward, these could be from a soulmate or a person that you are already currently with, or these could be the energies of someone that you are about to attract into your life, someone who is your soulmate. So starting off with the very first card, levity, the card says that laughter is the best medicine, and it looks like it's time for you to take a sweet, sweet hit of it. So I feel for those of you who are still single, or if you are in the search of your soulmate, your soulmate, their higher self is coming up here to let you know that let yourself enjoy the moments of laughter, enjoy the moments of joy and celebration that you have in your life at the moment. It could be with your friends, with your other closed ones at the moment, or in any area of your life where you could find that sense of joy, find that sense of being really loved, being really cherished. And especially for those of you who are in a journey right now of wanting to attract your soulmate, and perhaps if it has been quite a long time that you haven't been able to encounter that person in your life, so in that case, your soulmate, their higher self, they're really here to let you know that yes, it might be stressful, you might be full of worries, you might be really impatiently or patiently waiting to attract this soulmate, but your soulmate's higher self, they really want you to know to also enjoy the joys that you have in life at the present moment. It could be through either other connections present in your life, or it could even be present through maybe you derive that joy out of your career, out of your connections that you have with your work colleagues, or just in any, maybe there's a hobby that you have, maybe there's something that you enjoy doing that really gives you a sense of joy. And for those of you, if you intuitively feel that the person that you are with right now, if you feel that they are their soulmate, so one big sign of confirmation that we have here is both of you might have similar kinds of a similar sense of humor. Both of you might find joy through very similar things, and the the most connected that you might feel with your soulmate is when you are sharing a hearty laughter together. You might find that when you are with that person, you can non-stop talk about anything with that person, and it usually ends in a lot of laughter, in a lot of maybe reminiscing about the memories that you share together, or some of these inside jokes that you have. So for those of you who are already in a significant relationship, I feel even the friends that are present around you, they might really notice this thing, that how you're able to just get along so well, how you're able to find moments of joy in no matter what sort of a situation that you are in. And even for those of you who are still in that journey of trying to attract that soulmate into your life, I can sense that almost see this vision of both of you in your comfort space, and you are just having a heart to heart open conversation, and no matter what you're talking about, you are somehow able to come to the same page. You are able to find humor even if it is in a difficult or a challenging situation. So I feel there's a lot of lightness that I sense in this connection, pile number one. I also sense a lot of like, no matter if you even have conflicts or arguments, you are able to use your own sense of humor. You are able to get back to your connection, get back to what it is that draws both of you towards each other. So even if you face conflicts, I feel that it never really escalates into something too big, too major, something that you can't get out of. Rather, you come back to this sense of belongingness, to this sense of feeling deeply for each other. And the card here also says that um since it's laughter, since there is this energy of humor, I feel one major message that's also coming from your soulmate is to lighten up in wherever you are at life, in your life right now. It might be that even if there are difficult situations, difficult circumstances that they're going through, your soulmate, their higher self, they acknowledge that there is a lot on your shoulders, or there are these responsibilities that you need to take care of. But at the same time, there has to be a balance in this serious, more calm, more composed version of yourself who always knows the right things to say or the right things to do. And there has to be a balance with this lighter, this more humorous version of yourself, more playful version of yourself. That's the energy that I'm connecting to very, very strongly. So the main blessing, the main guidance, the main message that I see for you, pile number one, is how can you connect back to your sense of playfulness, to your sense of humor. And with that, we also have the card number 22, with which says the creator. So for some of you, you might derive that sense of joy, that sense of wonder, or the playfulness that I mentioned through some creative pursuit in your life. It could be drawing, painting, writing, music, art, dance, whatever this creative expression is for you. Your soulmate is really coming forward here to urge you to, first of all, connect back with those practices if you have lost touch with them in any capacity. And also, this is also a sign here that, along with your sense of humor, along with this deep sense of communication that you have with each other, one more thing common between you and your soulmate would be maybe some similar hobbies, some similar interests that you share with each other, and that really leads into much deeper conversations, much deeper engagement with each other. And the card number 22 here, so for some of you, if you are already in a connection and you're looking for signs that is this my soulmate or not, the number 22 might be significant. It talks about partnerships, it talks about really belonging with someone. It talks about building something together with another soul. And if also you perhaps start seeing the number 22 or 222 or different combinations of this number around you, if you start spotting these angel numbers, then that could just be a further confirmation that the person you are asking about right now could be your soulmate. And for others, this could be if you haven't yet met that person or you don't have those energies around you, then the number 22, 222, or combinations of these could be significant to let you know that you are just about to meet that person. So make sure the first two messages that we have here, that connect with your own sense of humor, connect with your this element of playfulness that's present within you, and also make sure that you are connecting with any creative hobby, any creative channel of expression that you have in your life, and how that could also perhaps become a channel for you to find like-minded people around you, to perhaps even your creative expression could also become a medium for those of you who haven't met that person to attract your soulmate into your life. The next card that we have here is full moon in Aries, which says that a fiery climax approaches. So with this card, with first of all, Aries sign actually could be a significant sign for some of you, and with a fiery climax approaches. So the two messages that I see with this specific card is for those of you who have been single for a while and you are in that search of trying to attract this person into your life, or you are looking to find that person, to find that connection in your life. I feel that this cycle is could be speaking about in terms of the cycle that is ending, or that climax that is happening could be talking about that period of being single coming to a close, or this journey that you are on towards meeting your soulmate could be that is a journey that is finally approaching its climax. So that period of being by yourself, that period of navigating and trying to negotiate all these things might be coming to a close, and you might be very close to attracting that soulmate in your life. And for those of you who feel that you are already with that person is already in your energies, and maybe you're looking for that final sign of confirmation, that is this person it, do I finally maybe say yes to another level of commitment, do I say yes to, for example, you're just dating and you want to label it as a relationship, or maybe some of you are in a relationship and you want to turn it into an engagement, a marriage. So in whatever specific phase you are in your soulmate journey, I feel one cycle is ending and there is a climax, there is a completion that is taking place before you can move into the next cycle of your relationship. So take that message in whatever way it resonates for you. Aries could be a significant sign. It could be either your or your soulmate sun, moon, or rising sign. And in fact, the full moon moon in Aries in 2023. In this year, it's going to take place on 29th of September. So the time period of September could be significant for those of you who are in search of your soulmate. That could be perhaps an important time either when you meet that person, or a significant time where a person that you have known for a while, that relationship, it moves into another cycle of your connection, another cycle of commitment. And for those of you who are already with this person, who already have that person around you, the time period of September, end of September, could just be a final confirmation in terms of something significant that is taking place in your relationship. The next card that we have for you is this card on faith. The Along with that card, we also have an affirmation here that says, I have faith in the support of the universe. So I feel this message applies to those of you who are either going through a difficult phase in your journey, in your love journey. For example, you you have gone through difficult relationship experiences, and now you're really exhausted from those experiences, and you can't wait to attract that soulmate into your life. You can't wait to meet that person and to have the kind of meaningful, deep connection that you really want to have. So, Spirit is here, even your soulmate's higher self is here to just remind you to have a little bit more faith, remind you to have faith not just in your own journey, but also have faith in universe, that the universe, the spirit will make sure that this person doesn't pass you by, and that you do end up meeting this soulmate, and you do end up having that significant connection with that person. And for those of you who already have a person in mind, and maybe on a deeper intuitive level you have been feeling that this person could be your soulmate, even in that case, I get a very, very strong sign of to if you are maybe waiting for some confirmation, you're waiting for either that person to communicate to you, or you're waiting for some external sign that just you're asking this question, that is this person my soulmate or not. So I get a sense that you are very close to arriving at that answer. As I mentioned, if you find these similarities in terms of similar sense of humor, similar ways in which you invite playfulness into your connection, maybe similar hobbies, similar creative pursuits, I feel if you already sense these similarities with the person in mind right now, that person could be your soulmate. And just have a little bit more faith in terms of a significant communication that is happening from that person's end. And with the faith card, the card also here says that um, use common sense and discernment and never give your power to another. Instead, put your faith in yourself and the higher powers. Pray with integrity from your still wise center, and know that your request will be granted. So, especially for those of you who are in that journey of wanting to manifest a soulmate connection, and maybe you have been trying everything from your end, maybe practices such as affirmations, meditations, working with law of attraction, and you're also doing the inner work in terms of attracting that positive love connection in your life. If you've been doing all that work and you still feel that the results aren't entering your life, or you're not able to find a significant connection, so universe is really here to remind you to have a little bit more faith, to keep carrying forward on this journey that you are on, because we did see with the fiery climax approaches card that this difficult phase, this difficult period is definitely coming to a conclusion, and you are going to have a significant connection with the person that you have in mind, or the person that you are about to attract into your life. And I see different energies in terms of where you might be in your journeys. For some of you, you are already around that person, but you're just seeking for that external confirmation whether this is my person or not. And towards the second half of this year, there might be an up leveling that takes place in your relationship. For those of you who are still in that process of attracting that person, I feel that at least the first half of the year would be more in terms of you connecting with your own power, connecting with your own strengths, your own creativity, your own sense of playfulness. And when that energy opens up into your life, your soulmate might be entering your energies very soon. Then finally, the angel answer card that we have for you is this abundance card. So with this card, I can see that there is a very, very strong sense about a very abundant, a very prosperous connection that you share with your soulmate. And I feel this abundance is present on all levels, that in terms of the material aspect, I feel you and your soulmate have a very prominent soul mission in terms of creating wealth and abundance together. And that might be a similar thinking that you both share with each other in terms of how you want to grow and build yourself, how you want to build your own life. And I'm seeing this abundance also like a very strong message that is coming forward here is, if you have been in previous connections where it felt as if you were the one pouring more of your love, effort, and energy, and that wasn't being reciprocated. I feel that as soon as you manifest this soulmate connection into your life, when this connection enters your life, you will feel such a strong sense of abundance that you are not going to be the one who always keeps pouring. Rather, your partner will reciprocate that energy. Your soulmate will make you feel so abundant in your love energies also. You won't feel exhausted. It won't feel that you are just giving too much and not getting enough in return. It won't feel like you're walking on eggshells around that person, or that you are shouldering too much of the responsibilities when it comes to your connection. I feel it's going to be a very good balance of give and take. And that's why an important message from your soulmate is, if you intuitively feel right now that the connection that you are in, it doesn't make you feel as satisfied, or it makes you feel as if you are giving in more than you are receiving. So a very significant message here is to know and understand your own needs, your own expectations, and knowing what your standards are, and not lowering your standards for anyone at all. And someone who is truly your soulmate, they won't ever make you experience that energy of lack of not getting enough affection and love from the person that you really would like to have that the most from. So with that, let's also move into some of your final tarot cards about the other messages that we have for you. So spirit, and also pile number one's soulmates, higher self, what are some final messages that we have for pile number one? We have the Queen of Wands. What more messages do we have for pile number one? We have the Seven of Wands. We have the Seven of Cups. We have the Page of Pentacles. And we have finally the Chariot. So one thing that I immediately want to point out here is, we have three cards coming up here with the number 7 on them. So as I mentioned, some important numbers that we were looking at here. So 22, we saw that with the Creator card, the number 777 could also be a significant angel number. So maybe if you have already been seeing this number, that could be a confirmation that either the connection that you are asking about could be your soulmate connection, or it is a sign that you are very close to attracting or manifesting that person into your life. Starting with the very first card that we have, the Queen of Wands, I feel this really connects with the creator energy. I get the sense that whatever it is in life that you are truly very passionate about, that you are really drawn to, so keep engaging with that energy, because I feel that is a very important channel or a medium through which either you attract your soulmate or you connect on that level with your soulmate a lot, in terms of the passions that you share with each other. So make sure that you are working on whatever it is that truly gives you joy. With the Seven of Wands, I also feel that, you know, what I was mentioning earlier, that if you have earlier experienced connections where you were giving more of your energy, where the other person did not respect your boundaries, or they were just taking too much of your time, too much of your energy, and not reciprocating that, with the Seven of Wands, I get a strong sense of protecting your own energy, being very careful and mindful about who it is that you allow into your life, not lowering your standards for anyone, not letting just any person enter your energies. And I feel that, at least for the moment, I feel that some of you might be going through a bit of a period of reflection, where you are connecting much more deeper with what is it that your own needs are, what is it that your own desires and wishes are. And the person that you are actually manifesting, or this soulmate that we have around you, is someone who will truly, you will feel so compatible with them. You will not shy away from sharing your interests or passions with them. They will be very, very open to listening to it. They would be very open to know who you are, what you like, what are your passions, what are your like what is your medium of expression when it comes to your creativity, or how do you express your energies, what are the boundaries that you have around yourself. And I get this very strong sense of your soulmate really wanting to know each and everything everything about you, wanting to know how to love you best, how to respond to your energies the best. And with the Seven of Cups here, I see that there is, for some of you, this might only resonate for some of you, but there is an element of choice that is present here. So it might happen that either you are confused between different people, different situations, you are at a stage where you have to make a choice, and that could be very much related to your soulmate journey. For some of you, this could be about should I leave the current situation or not? Should I move into something else? Should I maybe even change location? Should I move, change the specific career path that I am on? Or whatever this element of choice that is present in your life at the moment, I feel that is very, very deeply connected to your soulmate journey as well. So a couple of examples here. As I mentioned, that if you are currently in a situation, in a relationship where your energy is just being drained, and you are choosing in between, should I leave this comfort space behind, even though it is something that is not fulfilling all my needs, but it is something that you are familiar with. So in that case, the choice that has to be made is, this climax in terms of this difficult situation ending and then moving into something that is much more suitable for you, much more beneficial for you. For others, if you are single, if you are not involved with any person at the moment, and you are in the middle of making some other decisions, for example, should I move to that location, should I take up that job, should I take up that opportunity, in that sense, I feel that your career choices, your practical life choices, those are going to be very deeply connected with your soulmate, with your soulmate journey, and you might meet that person after this period of change has been made in your life. We also see with the abundance card that there is the sense of doing really well career wise, doing really well in your professional life, and getting that sense of abundance into your life. So for some of you, the career aspect is going to be strongly related to your soulmate journey. We also see that with the Page of Pentacles. So one strong message that I see here from your soulmate's higher self is that they are really encouraging you to not doubt yourself, do not doubt your capabilities, do not doubt what your true potential is. And once you step into your power, once you, maybe there is a brilliant idea that you have in mind, there's a change that you want to make in your career, there is something different that you want to do, but maybe there could be a doubt or something that's holding you back. So your soulmate's higher self is really urging you to make that decision, to follow through with this plan or path that you have in mind, and there is going to be abundance on the other side of it. And it's also going to be very strongly linked with your soulmate journey. And the final tarot card that we have for you, again with the number 7, is this Chariot card. So the sign of Cancer could be significant. It could be either your soulmate sun, moon, or rising sign. And we do have two wands card here. We also had the Aries sign, so Aries or other fire signs could be significant for you. And in terms of the Chariot, I feel that your soulmate journey, first of all, as I have been saying, it is going to be very intricately connected with your career journey as well. Like as you make certain moves, as you make certain changes in your career, that is also going to affect how quickly you attract this person in your life, and also the kind of life that you share with that person. With the Chariot card, I also get a strong sense that we see a contrast in energies. First, we have the Seven of Wands, where there is more of an indication of protecting and preserving your energies, and here we have the Chariot, who's making quick fast moves. So I feel that when you happen to watch this reading, at that time you might be more in a planning phase, you might be more in terms of strategizing, what am I going to do next, what change am I making in my life, how will that affect my love life. These might be the questions that you are sitting with right now. And with the Seven of Cups, we do see that element of choice, and whatever choice you make sure that is connected with abundance. Make sure that you also continue to have faith in this journey ahead. And when you finally make that decision, I feel things are going to start moving so quickly. There are going to be one after the other so many developments that are taking place in your love life, and everything almost is falling together. It's like a connection that's like as soon as you meet, or maybe if you already have met this person, as soon as that realization happens that this person is the one for me, I feel after that moment there's going to be so many things that start happening very quickly, one after the other. Like you might start thinking about moving in together, you might start thinking about in what ways can you deepen the level of commitment that you have towards each other. And for some of you, I do see some indications of travel in your energy, so moving away from the current situation, the current environment that you are in right now. And with the Chariot card, there's one final message that I see here with the white and the black horse here is that, sometimes in soulmate connections, even if that person is right for us, initially there might be a a heightening of our own shadow elements or our own insecurities that might play out in the connection, and those are just present there because there is a cycle, there is some lesson that has to be mastered before you can move into the next stage of the relationship. So for those of you, if you strongly feel and if you see all these signs around you that this might be the person, but there are just a couple of obstacles on the path, or things just start to become a little bit difficult, so in that moment also continue to have faith, continue to um, not give up instantly, but at the same time use your intuition to also understand, is this person truly right for me, is this the are my needs being met, and then look at the conflicts that are happening from a more objective perspective, that are these present just as lessons that I need to learn and overcome, or are these deal breakers for me which would require me to stand for myself and end the connection. So I feel that these are the different energies that you need to evaluate, which is what we see here with the white and the black horse being present here. But overall, I feel that as soon as you have mastered those lessons, as soon as you have worked through whatever changes that need to be made in your personal life, I feel even your soulmate journey is going to evolve so much quicker after that. And make sure to stay connected with this energy of playfulness even as you are navigating these difficult challenges. Make sure to connect and stay rooted, and you know keep engaging with this creative pursuit that you have, keep continuing to have faith, know that if there is any difficulty, that is coming to an end very very soon. And overall, I feel that this sense of abundance, it's going to be present not just in terms of your career and professional and work life, but also in terms of the connection that you share with your soulmate. So thank you so much for joining me for this reading pile number one. I'm sending you all the best wishes, a lot of love, light, and power. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I post regular pick a card readings, and if you want to purchase any of these tarot or oracle decks, you can find the details in the description below. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, you can find all the details below. I'll see you in my next reading. Bye bye. Hello and welcome to your reading pile number two. Let's look at some important messages that we have from your soulmate. So whether this is a person that you already know and you have this feeling that they are your soulmate, or if you are yet to attract this person in your life, we'll look at all possible messages coming forward for you. So the very first card that we have for you is this card that says thoughtfulness. So if you want, maybe you could pause, read the card if you wish to, but this card here says that it's time to put your money where your mouth is and have fun showing your love. Think of all the little things you can do to show a person you love them. Then stop thinking of those things and actually do them. Is it time to hide a note in someone's pocket, make them a snack, order them a book? Anything thoughtful can be an act of love, even taking the trash out to the dumpster. Wow, who would have thought that being so full of thoughts could be considered thoughtful? So I feel that it's almost like I see a mix of messages that are coming forward with this thoughtfulness card. First of all, for those of you who are already in a connection and you're asking whether this person is my soulmate or not, I feel that there might be a lot of clouded thoughts that you are having at the moment, or there might be all of these different questions that are coming up in your mind, that is this my person or not? Will this connection have an abundant future or not? And just all these doubts that might be coming up. And some of you might even be questioning whether this person, do they really feel deeply for me or not. And in that case, I feel, because this card says that it's not just about thinking about something, trying to process your thoughts, but actually acting out on them. So if you have a question that does this person actually feel deeply for me or not, in that case I feel that An important action to take here is to actually have that communication, actually ask that person about the strength of their feelings, the intensity of their feelings for you. Or maybe if you are questioning that does this person feel for me deeply, also ask yourself that have you showed that person in any way from your end that you feel deeply for them, that you want to have a deeper connection with them. So this is the message that we have in case you already know that person, or if you want to have a deeper connection with someone around you that you feel is your soulmate. And for others, I feel that if you are in your journey of trying to manifest a soulmate and try to bring a person into your life, it might be happening that you try to keep looking for signs around you, or maybe even through mediums such as tarot or other kinds of spiritual means, you might be trying to seek that answer, that when will I find this person, how will that connection be like. I feel your soulmate, their higher self, is here to first of all um, really give you a sense of a rest for yourself, give you a sense of this reassurance that they will enter your life, that connection that is meant for you, that deep meaningful connection that is it is fated for you, that is going to happen. You will meet that person, that person is not going to pass you by. So if there are all these worries and thoughts that might come up for you, that when will I meet that person, or even questions such as is there even such a person like me out there. So first of all, you really need to calm yourself down. You need to connect with a sense of faith and remind yourself that something that is meant for you is not going to pass you by. And that is also what we see here with the detachment card. So even practices such as affirmations or working with law of attraction or even with tarot, we sometimes try to bring about a certain kind of future outcome for us, and we try to work along with that path. But a very important guidance that is there even with manifestations is that yes, you are working to attract something, you are changing your own thoughts and feelings about that situation, but at the end of the day, you also need to experience this sense of detachment. You cannot become too connected or too attached to the outcome that you are seeking for, because that will just make you enter the cycle of worry even more. And especially if things take their own sweet time and things work according to divine timing, and they are taking a bit of time for the situation to evolve and for your energies to be fully open to attract that soulmate connection, it might lead to a bit of restlessness, it might lead to a bit of worry. And your soulmate's higher self is really here with a very, very compassionate and loving energy to remind you that not to stress out too much over this. Something, a very meaningful connection that is meant for you will definitely enter your energies. It will all happen at its right time. And also, with this card, also ask yourself that are there any other actions that you need to be taking. One aspect of it is definitely manifesting, working with your own thoughts, working with energies around you, but then we also have to take that a step further by actually acting out in the ways that will align us with that path of on being on our soulmate journey. For some of you, these actions might be actual changes that you need to make in your routine. Are there ways in which you could maybe connect deeper with like-minded people around you, maybe putting yourself out there? Maybe there, if there is for example, you write blogs about a certain topic, or there is a certain interest that you have which you share with other people, and you are wanting to attract a kind of person who also maybe shares similar interests, then what are the actions that you need to take on your end to make sure that you could bring that person in your life much quicker, in which you can accelerate your journey towards attracting the soulmate into your life? So with this thoughtfulness card, just first of all, calm your thoughts. If they are being too worrisome, too repetitive, or if they are putting a lot of pressure on you, then find that sense of calmness, find that sense of peace, and just take this as a message from your soulmate's higher self to calm yourself down, to have faith that they will enter your life. And then also give a thought in terms of what are the actual changes that you need to take in and you need to make in your routine, in your day-to-day life, so that you can open up that space to attract that person into your life. For example, if you are currently in an energy where you are or like one area of your life is taking too much of your time and attention, then do you practically feasibly have that space to welcome love connection or not? Or do you even have time for your own self? Is there enough me time in your routine, in your day, that will help you to wind down, to calm down after a difficult day, for example? Or just having some time for yourself where you can process your own thoughts, you can work through whatever happened during the day. So making sure that your routine, your energy at the moment is at a stage where you have enough time first for your own self, and then eventually also welcoming a fruitful, meaningful, deep, loving connection into your life. The second card that we have for you is this Starborn card with the card number 3. So I feel that one very major message that your soulmate is here to bring you, that their higher self is wanting to tell you, is, and this is something perhaps that you already know deep down. And that message is that you have a very deeper purpose that you are meant to fulfill in this lifetime. The starborn is someone who is born with a very unique fate, with a very unique destiny in terms of achieving something greater. So it can be on any levels. It can be about a personal mission, that a soul mission that you are here to fulfill as an individual in this lifetime. It could be contributions that you are making towards your immediate connections, to your loved ones, to your community, or even on a much bigger scale, if that's something that you are aspiring for. But with the star bond, there is definitely a strong sense of energy in terms of a bigger purpose, in terms of a bigger mission, and something really important that are here meant, that you are meant to do. And sometimes what happens is, um we our energies start getting scattered a little bit. A part of our energies, as you know, I'll come to the detachment card in a bit too, but sometimes when we are really wanting to attract something in one particular area of our lives, for example, we really want to connect with our soulmate as soon as possible, and we want to have a deep connection with them. But perhaps the current time, the current we talk about divine timing, the current energies, at that point maybe there is something else that needs more of your attention, something that will bring you closer to your personal soul mission. And that is why the universe, the universe doesn't bring along that manifestation quickly in your love lives, because there are other energies that need to be worked out. But we don't look at things in that manner. We get very attached to that love outcome that we are trying to bring about in our lives. So just first of all, find that sense of calmness, take a step back, and try to evaluate that if there is a specific love connection which is not completely working out for me, or I am on this soulmate journey, I'm trying to seek this soulmate, but things are just not happening. So just take a step back and evaluate your life holistically, and look at it whether you are truly ready to welcome that sort of a connection in your life, and also if there are other things that might need more of your attention, things that have more to do with the personal soul mission that you are meant to fulfill in this lifetime. And just pile number 2, have a very strong faith, and maybe this is something that you already know deep down, that there is something bigger that you are meant to accomplish. And just try to find that space of calmness and stillness to remind yourself of what actions you can take to reach there. And as soon as you start making these tiny shifts in your life, there will be an opening that attracts and that brings along the soulmate into your life. Or it might even happen that through those changes, through the decisions that you are making, that is something that brings you closer to your soulmate. The next card that we have for you is this card that says New Moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. So I feel that this card here is talking about, I feel this speaks more in terms of our connection with the universe, with the spirit, with the divine, that sometimes we are in a position where we want to seek blessings, where we want the universe to give us certain outcomes, and we really put a lot of faith to attract that kind of outcomes into our lives. And sometimes the universe gives that to you readily because you have done the work necessary, you have worked through certain lessons, certain cycles for your energies to be ready to attract and to truly receive those blessings. But at other times it feels as if things are being unfair for us, or what we really desire, those are not being given to us, they are being taken away from us. And in that sense, I feel the universe is gently here to remind you, along with your soulmate's higher self, that it's not that the soulmate connection is being held back from you in any manner. It just is more of a reflection on your end, that what are the personal changes that need to be made, and what are the ways in which you can empower yourself even more by walking towards this path, by walking towards this great purpose that you are meant to fulfill. So I feel that this card that says a time to give rather than take talks about that the blessing that is meant to enter your life, that is meant for you, it will enter your life. But to truly accept that, to welcome that energy, there are certain things that you perhaps, maybe certain compromises that have to be made at the present moment, certain changes that you need to make, maybe certain comforts that you have to let go of. Some of you might be contemplating, or you might just be at the edge of a major decision, a major transition, because the new moon is always about a new cycle, it's about new beginnings, it's about stepping into the unknown. So for some of you, you might be at that stage in your personal life right before a major change, moving locations, taking up a new job. Maybe there is a certain change that you want to make in your career, so training for that, studying for that, moving someplace else. Maybe your current educational training or something is coming to an end, and now you are figuring out what to do next, or whatever this specific stage of transition might be in your personal life. I feel that right now, the energies that you have to give, that you have to spend, is in that area of your life. And that is necessary not because your love connection is being delayed or taken away from you. Rather, that is a path through which you will bring this soulmate connection into your lives. Or if you are already around that person, if you feel that there is a person around you that is your soulmate, but things are just not progressing, or you're uncertain, does this person feel strongly about me or not? So I feel even a lot of these uncertainties will get cleared out once you've decided your personal area of focus, once you've started making all these changes in your life. And for example, some of you, it might also happen that there is a bit of time and distance away from the person in mind that you're asking about, and it's that distance which will give you and your person a bit more perspective to actually come together. So I feel, at least immediately when you happen to watch this reading, there is more of an emphasis on shifts and changes that need to be made in your personal life at the moment. The next card that we have for you is this card of detachment. If you wish, you could pause, take a screenshot. The card also has an affirmation that says, I release everyone and everything. My spirit is free. So, according to this, this card, it says that I see this in two ways. First is in terms of attachment to past connections, to previous situations. Maybe some of you have just come out of another relationship, you have experienced heartbreak, or you have there is a situation that has ended. I feel in that sense, you first need to work through your own personal process of moving on and letting go and releasing those energies, so that you can actually open up your space, your heart space, and the energies around you to welcome the soulmate connection into your life. So that could be a message that applies to some of you. For others, as I mentioned earlier, this detachment is about, yes, sending out a message to the universe that this is something you want to manifest. Maybe some of you follow practices such as affirmations, scripting, visualizations, meditations, or working with law of attraction in your own ways. But once you have done that, once you have set those intentions, detach from them. Don't stay too attached to the outcomes, because then that will further this cycle of being worried if our manifestations are not turning into reality very quickly. And then that might further bring in doubt, that might reduce our faith in our own abilities and in the universe as well. So have a healthy sense of detachment with whatever it is that you are trying to bring into your life. And as I mentioned, for those of you who already have this person around you, but you're just not able to get the exact kind of messages that you want from them, from their physical selves at the moment, that's why their higher self is here to tell you that don't place too much expectations or too many um too many ideas on certain things that you want to hear from that person, or that you want things to turn out that way for you to feel your own sense of happiness. I feel there is that sense of detachment also needed in terms of the connections that you have around you, in terms of maybe a specific person on your mind, because the moment you give that person too much of your power, and everything that they do, they say, or if that becomes the sole reason for your happiness, that is also a state of imbalance, because that can really push you out of your own sense of groundedness very quickly. So reflect on this energy. Try to ask yourself, in what ways could you practice this level of healthy detachment in your present connections, and healthy detachment with the outcomes that you are seeking for at the moment. And finally, we also have the peaceful resolution card. So I see this again in two ways. First of all, as I mentioned, if what you are releasing, what you are letting go of, if that is about any past connection, any past conflict that has happened, I feel that as you personally release that energy, as you go through your own process of moving on, uh, even the external situation will work out in such a manner that it resolves in a much more peaceful way. It resolves in a way that there are no hard feelings on either end, or that peaceful resolution could also be much more internal, that you are internally just moving on. You are seeking for that closure within yourself, even if externally, even if one on one that conversation doesn't happen. So in what ways can you arrive at that closure for yourself? And also, if there is a person currently on your mind, you are questioning whether that person is your soulmate or not, and if you're lacking clarity in any manner, I feel significant communication is about to happen soon, something that will give you a lot of clarity, a lot of resolution, and it will put your own thoughts at ease. It will put all these worries aside. And finally, as I mentioned here, that some personal changes that might need to be made, or maybe something that you need to shift around in your personal life, once you make that decision, once you take that action and you start this new cycle, that's when I feel that your energies are clearing up more and more to attract the soulmate into your life. And finally, with the new moon in Virgo, I also want to point out that the new moon in Virgo in this year, in 2023, it's going to be around mid September. So that might be a significant time period. Take that message in whatever way it resonates with you. And finally, I'll move to some final messages that we have in the tarot cards for you. So Spirit and also pile twos, soulmates, higher self, what are some final messages that we have? We have the Six of Wands, we have the Hierophant, we have the World card. This card almost jumped out for you. We have the Knight of Wands, and one final card, please, Spirit. We also have the Fool. So first of all, in terms of the important signs that are being present with the new moon in Virgo, we did have the Virgo card, and with the Hierophant we also have the Taurus sign. So earth energies could be significant. Either you or the person that you are asking about could have Taurus placements, either sun, moon, or rising signs, or just the earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn could be important for you. Take that message whatever way it might resonate with you. Now, in terms of the Six of Wands, I feel that this is such a sense of stepping into your power, truly recognizing your own worth, your own abilities, your own capabilities. And I feel this really connects with the Starborn card that we had earlier. That, what I was saying in terms of having a deeper mission, having a deeper purpose. Maybe some of you already have a sense of direction about that, and some of you are now stepping into your power, and you are marching forward in that direction. You're marching forward in towards that thing which connects you with your sense of purpose. So for some of you, um, it might be that this purpose could be connected with, for example, a specific career, such as working with communities in some way, social work. So that's just an example that I'm taking here. But for some of you, you've already known on a much deeper level that you want to work with maybe certain communities, you want to work for certain social issues, and you have known that deep down that that is something that really fulfills you. But maybe because of other worries being present, maybe because of a recent connection that ended, or in your own personal journey of trying to invite that soulmate into your life, there your focus has just slightly shifted off center, it has moved to other things. So I feel that with the Six of Wands, your soulmate, your soulmate's higher self, they are here to let you know that don't let these other situations push you aside from what you know deep down is your purpose, is something that will give you so much of so much, like it's something so deeply connected with your sense of purpose, with something that you are passionate about. And I feel that once you truly accept that, once you start marching forward in that direction, you're going to feel so much more empowered that irrespective of whether there is another person around you or not, you will still feel so abundant in your own energies. And that is just going to open up more this possibility of bringing in that soulmate into your life. With the Hierophant, I get two messages here. One is some of you might have certain spiritual beliefs, certain faith, certain any maybe school of thought that you follow, could be something to do with healing, spirituality, religion, faith, whatever it is for you. I feel that some of you might have either lost connection with something that gave you faith earlier, and you might be connecting back to those things once again. For others, I feel this is more in terms of connecting with a mentor, connecting with a guide in whatever capacity that might be, or maybe just someone around your energies who is more experienced, who is more maybe, as I mentioned earlier, that there is a deeper purpose that you are meant to follow. So you might encounter a guide, a supervisor, a mentor, or someone in that capacity who will really help you connect with what decisions to take next, with what path to follow next. And for others of you with the Hierophant, I get a message that um this specific soulmate connection that we are talking about here, that is going to be something which is deeply connected with traditions, with rituals, with ceremonies. So I do see the possibility of marriage here for some of you. And especially with the world card here, this is the only deck that I have used so far which shows two people in the world card together. Usually there's just one figure present here. So I do get a strong image of celebration, of as I mentioned, ceremonies around marriage, different rituals that are taking place, or even with your soulmate, some of you might belong to different cultures, so you are introducing your own culture to each other. You are combining all those different rituals in the ceremonies that you have together. So that's one possibility that I see here. But with the world card and with the Hierophant, so these two, and even the Fool card, these 3 out of 5 cards being major arcana, I feel that you are at a very crucial stage in terms of your spiritual journey towards your soulmate. And I feel at this part of your journey, there is more emphasis on your personal soul mission and your personal power that you are stepping more into. But with the world card, and especially the imagery that we have on this card, I do see a strong sense of union, of celebration, and all these possibilities of coming together and enjoying enjoying all kinds of intimacies, enjoying all kinds of togetherness and belongingness with this person. And with the Knight of Wands here, what I mentioned earlier with the Six of Wands, that if your focus, your direction, if that has been off center for a while, and now you're connecting back to this deeper sense of purpose. So I feel once you start feeling empowered in that state, that's when you will become much more capable to make the changes that are required. For example, whether that's moving to someplace else, relocating, making certain changes, applying for certain things, putting yourself out there. I feel, with the Knight of Wands, you are truly taking everything in your own power. You are becoming more in control of what happens in your life, what decisions that you are taking. And I feel that this change is going to be deeply connected with the person that you are attracting and the nature of that soulmate journey. And finally, with the Fool card that we have here, I definitely feel there is a sense of being a beginner again in some capacity. So the way that I'm seeing the situation unfold is, first of all, you are connecting deeper with what is that purpose, what is that individual soul mission, this journey that you are on. And then you know that there is a kind of soulmate connection that you want to attract into your life, but you are becoming a bit more detached with that outcome. And then you are stepping into your power, you are finding the right resources, the right people around you who will help you on this journey. Maybe right as you move somewhere else, or right as you enter that period of transition, you might attract a new love connection into your life. And with the Fool journey, I feel that This connection that you share with your soulmate, some of you might have already encountered this person, or some of you are about to encounter this person. It's going to feel like a relationship unlike any other that you have experienced in your life. It's completely new world, completely new connection, completely new energies, and you are learning more about your own self from a different perspective. You are with the deep connection that you share with the soulmate, you are even able to see the world from a newer perspective. Maybe they really help you see the world in a newer perspective. And with the fool, I feel that there is going to be a slight risk that you step into, a slight adventure that you are taking with your soulmate, doing things that are out of convention, doing things that people haven't really thought of. And I feel that both of you, especially with the world card being present here, both you and your soulmate have a deep spiritual mission, a very deep, a very significant mission that you are here to fulfill together. And that is why first you need to prepare your own self. You need to step into your own energies. You need to fully tap into your potential. And that's when you are attracting this person. That's when you are meeting this person. And you're together coming to an understanding of what it is that you need to do. And that's when you are taking on the world from a whole new perspective. Once again, there's a new journey that you are stepping into. You are leaving behind the, it's like the imagery of the egg that we have here, that so far you have been more in that period of being incubated or going through all these harsh and difficult experiences to finally become prepared to face the world again. And that's what I see here with the fool card, that now that you have prepared yourself enough, you have gone through your own journey, that's when you are coming out of this shell, coming out of this current situation, the current circumstances, and then stepping into the world with a fresh new perspective. So, overall, together, I feel that your soulmate, the major guidance, the major message that I hear from them is they really want to remind you to step into your power, to remind yourself what you are capable of, and to connect with even your own intuitive feelings that you get about the future of this connection. Maybe there are images of marriage or other forms of commitment. And as I mentioned here, stay rooted, stay connected to this energy of detachment. Set an intention, send the universe the messages about what it is that you want to attract, but don't stay very attached to it. You could use this affirmation which says, I release everyone and everything, my spirit is free. And that sense of freedom, your spirit truly being free, you understanding that you are capable of the choices that you make. You don't have to stay, you don't have to let any person from your past still taking your energy away. You don't have to stay connected to just one idea of who you are or what you thought you were capable of. I feel you are truly that sense of freedom, setting your spirit free. I feel that is something that your soulmate and their higher self really wants you to remember at this point. Step into your power, take whatever decisions are necessary to experience that sense of freedom, make the best use of that freedom. And it might happen that this freedom brings along newer possibilities, and with that there might be newer risks that you have to take, new adventures that you have to step into. So have faith, know that even the angels, the spirit guides are there to protect you along this journey. So with that, pile number two, I'm going to end your reading. If you want to purchase any of these tarot decks, you can find the details in the description below, along with details about booking a personal reading with me. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I post regular pick a card readings, sending you a lot of love, light, and power, and I'll see you in my next reading. Bye bye. Hello and welcome to your reading pile number three. Let's look at all the messages that we have from your soulmate, whether that's a person that you already know, who's already around you, or a person that you are about to manifest, about to attract into your life. And the cards that we have for you, so the very first card that you actually chose for this pile is this card Surrender, which says, you are hereby being called to unclench your grip on any old thought patterns that are getting in your way. Surrender any ideas that make you feel like a victim of circumstance or which make your dream relationship seem like an impossibility. The mayor of reinvention has just arrived and has made the following decree. Limiting beliefs about yourself and your life are heretofore forthwith officially and indubitably declared for the birds. So, through this, almost humorous, gentle, compassionate way, your soulmate and their higher self is here to connect, remind you to connect with this idea of surrendering, of releasing any old thought patterns that have held you captive up until this point. And one aspect that this card touched upon is, if you know if you have been questioning or feeling that the dream relationship that I have in mind, the ideal kind of connection that I want to share, where I want to feel this deep sense of belongingness, where I really want to connect with person, where I want to have these similarities, where I want to have these common interests, or whatever your version of a dream relationship is, if your experiences so far, or maybe your past relationships, if they have made you doubt in any way, that is that sort of a connection even possible, is my dream connection even possible, so I feel that you need to really surrender and let go of that idea, let go of that notion that you are not capable enough of attracting that dream relationship, or let go of that limiting belief that there is no person like that who exists out there for me, or I will never attract that kind of a person, that kind of a relationship. So that is one thing that you really need to let go and to surrender at this present moment. Because what happens is, when we know this ideal relationship that we want, when we know the kind of compatibility that we want to share with our person, and when there is a deep sense of knowing that this is what my soulmate, this is what my connection with my soulmate is going to look like, and yet these beliefs might come in that that's not possible, that's not for me. So in that situation, we end up saying yes to people and to connections that are below our standards, that are below our expectations. And then we start questioning that, why am I not feeling that sense of connection or feeling that sense of happiness? That's because we are ignoring this deep voice within us, this inner voice within us, that is reminding us of the kind of soulmate connection that we know is somewhere out there for us, but yet that voice of doubt holds us back. So, first of all, surrender those doubts, surrender those limiting beliefs about your potential to attract that ideal dream relationship into your life. And also, it's sort of going to be a constant process, but also letting go of any insecurities that have developed because of other people, because of what they have said to you, because of what they have made you believe about your own capabilities, about everything about you that makes you attractive, that makes you so worthy and deserving of love. It's time to shed all those beliefs. It's time to leave all those patterns behind that are not serving you anymore, that are just holding you captive. And one way you could do that is maybe trying out the practice of scripting, where you visualize yourself sometime in the future. It could be when you want to attract this person, maybe a couple of weeks, couple of months, maybe a year down the line in the future, and write from a perspective of that future version of yourself, but right in the present tense, and go on describing in detail about what your dream relationship looks like, about who this person is, what do they do, what are the things that both of you have in common, what are the ways in which you both meaningfully engage with each other. Maybe go on describing in detail about what maybe a date might look like for the both of you. How do you spend your time together? And I feel that all of these things will first of all help you understand what your own idea, what your own vision of your dream relationship is, and then use that sort of as a way for you to assess and look at your current maybe connections, if you are already in one, or moving forward if you get into a relationship, and then ask yourself that, am I lowering my standards for another person? Do I know my needs, my expectations, but yet I am settling with what's in front of me, just because of this belief that my dream relationship is not possible, or that person doesn't exist out there? So that is one main idea that I see here with the surrender card. With the thread card, there are a couple of different meanings that I attach with it, and a couple of images that are coming to my mind. So, first of all, starting off with the card itself, we have the card number 70. So, the number 7 could be important for you. It could be maybe an important date, important month, either for you or for your soulmate, or maybe around the time that you meet. It could be the seventh of a month, it could be the seventh month itself, it could be, around that time period. And you might also be seeing different combinations of this number. So if you do see that angel number, that could be a confirmation that you are closer to attracting your soulmate into your life, or even a message from your soulmate's higher self that they are looking out for you, they are trying to communicate with you. But overall, with the thread card, I see here that on some capacity, I do see a sense of mirroring that is taking place. So if you haven't met this person already, I feel that some of the experiences that you are currently going through, you might be going through similar situations. It could be maybe heartbreak of some capacity, dealing with some sense of grief or loss, or any other difficult emotion, difficult circumstance that you are going through. I feel that situation might be mirrored on both of your ends. And talking about a soulmate connection, even if we are physically not connected with them, I feel that this thread sort of almost like, this red string of fate that we talk about, which connects these two divine counterparts. I feel that on some level, both of you might be sensing each other's energies. You might be either dreaming about your soulmate, you might be um I see two ends of the situation here. You might sometimes be feeling this unexplained sense of difficult emotions overpower you, and you're not able to realize where they are coming from. So some of these could be your soulmate's energy. And on the other end of things, I also see, um, in moments of difficulty, in moments of uncertainty, or when your own thoughts are being clouded, there might be some unexplained source of strength that comes for you, or a sense of comfort that you sometimes find yourself in. That could also be your soulmate's energy, their higher self also looking out for you. So, and any of these energies that you sense and feel, stay connected to them, stay rooted to them. That could be a potential way that you could channel into the energies of your soulmate, or even attract that person in your life much more quicker. And I feel some of you might also be, if you are someone who has these vivid dreams, or you might end up remembering what happens in the dream. So some of you might be seeing messages from your divine counterpart, from your soulmate, through those channels, through those energies. And overall, I feel that one more thread of connection that you share with your soulmate is a common purpose, a common path that both of you are on. And some of these similar energies were also present in the pile too. So if you were drawn to it, maybe after this you could check out the messages there. But with the thread, I feel that there is, as I mentioned, mirroring energies being present on both of your ends that might contribute to the common path that you are on. For example, and this is just an example that I'm using, but for example, both of you have had a difficult journey in terms of your mental health, in terms of your emotional well-being, and you have gone through your own process of dealing with that. And a common purpose that you might both share, that you both work along together on, might be making sure that other people who are going through similar experiences, they get the required help, they get the desired resources to help them out. So that's just one of the examples. So that helps us see that there is a common or a mirrored experience that both of you are going through, which then motivates you to follow your purpose, your path, and to whatever it is that you are here to offer, that you are here to share with the world around. And there is a common sense of purpose that both of you share with each other, something that draws you to each other, and something that you both eventually grow together with each other. And that's why I feel that your soulmate, their energy is really present here to um, let you know to not give up at this present moment. And I feel that this is a message that you and your soulmate, both of your higher selves, are here to give each other. Their higher self is telling you to not give up, to hold on, to stay connected with your strengths. And even your higher self might be mirroring these same messages to your soulmate. So I feel that It might happen that the moment you actually encounter each other and the initial conversations that you have with each other, for some of you this might be a person that you have already met, and this is just a sign of confirmation if one of the initial things that you spoke about, if that had something to do with your similar journey, similar experiences, whether that was childhood experiences or just the journeys that you have had so far. I do see a strong sense of mirroring being present here. With the next card that we have for you, a new start is coming with the new moon card here. I feel that um as compared to the previous two piles, I feel this specific pile is a lot more closer to either manifesting and actually encountering their soulmate, or coming to the realization that the significant person that you are asking about is actually your soulmate. I feel that this pile is a bit further along in your journey towards meeting your soulmate. And with the new moon here, a new start is coming. I feel that you are very close to really living out this dream reality, this dream relationship that we were talking about with the surrender card. I feel that right now the only thing that is between you and the dream reality, the dream connection that you want to invite in your life, is just that final sense of breaking through the shell of what almost like there's a wall or a shell that your limiting beliefs have created around yourself, and it's that final stage of breaking through them, breaking away from them to truly step into this new connection. So there's just this one final obstacle that you have to clear out before this connection enters your life, before you get to experience the joy of this connection. And I feel that some of you, the reason that I mentioned that you are a bit further along in your journey to manifesting that person is because you've already gone through a certain cycle of learning the lessons of difficult experiences, of all these ups and downs in terms of your love life, all these um shadow aspect, the shadow work that you had to go through, and now you're closer to attracting that person. But it's in that final stages that we might somehow end up losing our faith, or when the limiting beliefs might become so stronger that right before we are about to manifest that connection, all that doubt might hold us down. And I feel that's why we also have the patience angel affirmation card that has come up for you, along with the affirmation, all things happen in perfect time. So I just want to read out this card here, which says, trust the higher forces of life to know what is best for you. And remember that when you are asked to wait, you are being prepared for something even better than you expected. So definitely there is a sense of the universe knows what it is that you want. You deep down know what your dream relationship is going to look like. And the reason why there is that final obstacle or little bit delay in terms of attracting that person, that's just because you are being prepared for something better. You are being prepared to attract that connection into your life. The card here also says, change your attitude to one of acceptance, relax and take stock. Ask your angel to enfold you during this waiting period so that you can listen to the promptings of the divine. I feel that even if there are practices like, for example, meditation that you already follow, or any other practice that gives you some moments of stillness or calmness within the day, I feel in those times you might be able to hear this voice of, first of all, your own intuition and your higher self trying to speak to you, and even your soulmate's higher self trying to send you certain messages. So make sure that first of all you are receptive, you are accepting these messages that come along with you, and also to not like you might only be able to access this wisdom, this voice, when you are in that moment of stillness and silence. So try to create that, try to cultivate that in your life. And the card also says, do not rush off on some wild goose chase of your lower will. When the time is right and you are ready and refreshed, the next door will open. Patience is always rewarded. So for those of you who are at a stage where you're just looking for some final external signs that is this going to happen, is this person even out there, I feel this card is here to remind you that yes, have a bit of faith in divine timing, know that everything will unfold in its right time. And it might be really frustrating sometimes to hear this message, but there is so much value in patience, there is so much value in having a bit of trust and faith so that you don't end up doing anything impulsively. And sometimes what happens is we know that there is a dream relationship for us out there, and yet because in that hurry, or because we are not able to wait for that, we might saying we might end up saying yes to other connections which might not be the good, might not be the best for us in the longer run. And that's why before you say yes to anything, before you accept any situation, first give yourself a moment of patience and moment of stillness. Don't take any rash decisions too quickly, and allow yourself to be patient, and just practice this as an affirmation for yourself. You can say to yourself, all things happen at the perfect time. And once you have accepted this message of patience, once you have worked through these energies, the angels are coming forth with a very bright and a very positive message about success. And I feel that this success speaks about finally having gone through this entire journey of surrendering your own limiting beliefs, working towards whatever it is that your purpose is, and using your current experiences as a way to come closer to what it is that you have to offer to other people around you, and working along with these energies of patience, of surrender. I feel that you are at the very final stage right before success. So don't give up at this point. And your soulmate, their higher self, is also here to give you a sense of reassurance that your dream relationship is very close to you. It is about to enter your life. So just have a little bit more of faith. And with that, I'll also bring about some tarot messages for you. And with these cards, we'll just look into maybe some final messages, some final guidance from your soulmate, from their higher self, or maybe even from spirit, some messages that you are meant to hear. We have the Eight of Cups, sorry, so the Seven of Cups. We have, what messages do we have for pile number three? We have the Eight of Wands, we have the Nine of Pentacles, we have the Six of Cups, and one final card, please. We have the Queen of Cups. So, first of all of these cups cards coming up here together, water signs could be significant for you or your soulmate, but just in general, because there are all these cups card being present here, I feel that your soulmate, their higher self, at the present moment, they really want to emphasize on your emotional well-being at the moment, and just allowing yourself to just check in with your own energies. How are you doing in terms of your emotional well-being? Are you paying enough attention to self-care, to recharging your own energies? And especially with the cups, there is this imagery that you can only pour into someone else's cup, someone else's energies, when your own cup has been refreshed, has been energized. So the first immediate message that I see here is to go inwards a little bit, maybe engaging with certain practices, certain hobbies, certain whatever it is that you do to energize and recharge yourself, especially if there has been a recent experience of a difficult relationship or some difficulties in your love life. I feel it's time to come back to your energies, to return to your energies. And with the Seven of Cups, I almost see a similar message with the patience card that we were talking about earlier, in terms of the seven card, the Seven of Cups. I see this as a card depicting choices and depicting the reasons why we are going along with certain choices. And I feel that with the Seven of Cups, it's you might be currently at that stage in your journey where there might be some potential partners, some potential people around you. Maybe you've stepped into the dating scene, you're just trying to navigate different connections, and you might be saying yes to certain people or yes to certain situations which deep down is not what your dream relationship looks like, and that's just not leading you to happiness. So I feel the Seven of Cups card here with the sun and moon imagery, this yin yang energy, I feel it's time for you to actually evaluate, to first of all withdraw your energies a little bit and ask yourself that, am I really going to give my energy and time away to someone that I know, that this is not what my dream relationship or my dream connection looks like? For those of you who have already manifested this person, or you're very close to um stepping into this soulmate connection, I feel that this card is more about in terms of the your own choices at the moment, that it's not about like I feel there is such a deep message here in terms of, yes, there is love that is present within a connection, love present between both the partners, but that there's also your own individual capacity of love. And I feel the Seven of Cups mostly talks about previous connections. So, like if you have met your soulmate already, if you are on that journey already, but you're still doubting whether this person will treat me the same way that maybe a previous partner did, or what happened in a previous connection. So, there, your soulmate's higher self and your own higher self is here to remind you that whatever love you poured into a previous connection, that was your capacity, your capability to love. And it's you who poured into that connection. And it might be that the person didn't value that enough, or they just didn't reciprocate it. But that doesn't take away your own power to love. That doesn't take away your power to pour into a connection and to pour your loving energies into a connection and letting it grow to the maximum potential. So I feel that is something that you need to connect with at the moment. You need to not let previous relationships, previous connections hold you back or take away your own power, your own heart's capacity to love another person, to love, to pour your loving energies into a connection. And with the Eight of Wands here, I see that I see that as soon as this realization happens, as soon as like that final bits of patience that is needed, and we see the success card following immediately after the patience card. And the Eight of Wands, I see this as an energy of rush, of everything aligning all together to come to the outcome that we are looking for, and all things just working out in our favor. There's a sense of rush, there's a sense of things happening quickly, things unfolding quickly. And interestingly, we also have the cards 7, 8, 9 coming one after the other, all from different suits. I feel this 7, 8, 9 and this energy of patience to success. I feel that, and that's why I said that this pile feels that it's much, much closer along, much farther along, and much closer to attracting that soulmate and manifesting that connection in your life. The only thing that is required from your end is to align your focus in the right direction. I feel both of these cards almost having um similar sense of the rainbow that we have on top, and this energy of the wand in between the darkness. And even in the wands card, we have this energy of like picking up your wand and starting to march ahead in a specific direction. So I feel that even I mentioned this in the pile number 2 as well, but I feel that your own personal soul mission is also very deeply connected to how quickly you attract this person into your life. Once you start marching forward in that direction, once you start working on your personal growth, on your personal development, that's when everything is going to just, it feels like the universe is waiting for you to pick up that wand, to take certain actions, and then everything will start unfolding at its own time. Everything will start almost falling into place for you. So that's a very strong energy that I see here. You just have to pick that wand, you have to start walking in a specific direction. With the Nine of Pentacles here, I feel this almost mimics the message here of success, of all this abundance, prosperity, and um, just these brighter energies of all our prayers finally being answered, of facing so much happiness, so much fulfillment, so much abundance that is coming forward for you. And especially, it feels like after a dark period, after a difficult phase, all these blessings are coming forward for us. So it's like it's so much to even contain. And that's why, the card that it said here that um remember that when you are asked to wait, you are being prepared for something even better than you expected. So I feel that if you have been questioning whether my dream relationship is even a reality or not, I feel that it's not even like that's your reality, but it's like there's the actual relationship is going to be even better, even brighter than even what like what you are expecting your dream relationship to be. So your actual soulmate connection is going to be even beyond what you have ever imagined or what you have ever accepted. It's just that this action that has to be taken, this sense of surrendering our own beliefs, surrendering our own previous patterns, and being a bit patient, I feel everything is soon going to fall into place. And with the Six of Cups card, I often connect this with past life connection, with a moment of nostalgia, of reconnecting, of rebuilding a connection with someone. For some of you, there might be a possibility that um you could have a shared past with this person in this lifetime itself, or it could be speaking of a past life connection. But in either case, it almost feels like, just one confirmation for you would be when you meet this person, when you encounter this person, there's going to be an immediate sense of knowing, an immediate sense of familiarity that you experience with this person. It's going to feel like um you're almost starting from a point where you had left off, so there is no sense of that talking stage that we go through, or that period of uncertainty. I feel none of that is going to be present in your connection with your soulmate. It's going to be an immediate sense of being drawn to each other. I feel such a rush of, such a whiplash of all these positive emotions that are clouding you, and really it's like this bright bubble of positive energy that I feel here, and that's going to be an instant way for you yourself to confirm that this is your person, this is the connection that is meant for you. And finally, with the Mother of Cups or the Queen of Cups in this deck, we see again the cups energy. There is this bright sense of joy, bright sense of celebration, being truly connected to our own powers, connected to our own emotional strength that we see in this card. And I feel that this emotionally fulfilling connection is waiting for you. It's going to feel so empowering. It's going to be like such a, and it's not even like there's just a short honeymoon phase in the connection where there's this immediate sense of infatuation and it fades out. Rather, I see this as a constant experience that you'll have in your connection with your soulmate, where once that connection is established, you will always have each other as your support system. You both, with the mother energy, the queen energy, you're both going to nurture the connection together. So you and your partner, you both might be water signs, you might or even if you are not, I feel that the aspect of that emotional connection is going to be the priority for both of you. That's something you're both going to align really, really very closely on that matter. And especially, for those of you who have encountered connections and relationships in the past where either the other person was emotionally unavailable or they just didn't match your emotional frequency, I feel that that's also an experience to surrender, because there is this deep emotional compatibility, this deep emotional intimacy that I see in your connection with your soulmate. So there are definitely these brighter energies that are awaiting you. And I sort of want to conclude with this new moon card once again. A new start is coming. So just stay patient, stay open to welcome this new beginning, to welcome this new connection. And thank you so much for joining me for this reading pile number 3. If you want to purchase any of these card decks, you can find the details in the description below, and also details about booking a personal reading with me. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I post regular pick a card readings, sending you a lot of love, light, and power. I'll see you in my next reading. Bye bye.